time, we don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. We don't have time, 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 we don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Nobody has seen the Earth doesn't fall. They painted it flat and they tricked you all. No man ever walked on the moon, and nobody will anytime soon. Take a look at the cold hard facts. Look at the horizon, it's always flat. Sea level, they don't say sea curve while they're clinging to a ball. You got some nerve.
We don't have time, 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 we don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. We don't have time, 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 we don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind. Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind. Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind. Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind.
Hey,
It's entertaining. Thank you for playing that.
Yeah, that was a recommendation. I didn't know that Ladies' Night was actually going to happen this week. So.
I didn't know either until just now.
All right,
I asked
let
earlier
it go.
today,
Let
What'd you
it
say,
flow.
Helio?
Let yourself
Let it flow.
flow.
Oh, let it flow. Let it
flow.
flow.
Slow and low. That is the tempo. I'm talking some Beastie Boys shit, right? Anyway. So yeah, I heard you. You were about to start Ladies' Night, and then that song started. That was a recommendation for me.
You know me. Helio, please. You guys could play another 5 songs. I still never be offended. Yeah,
no, dude. Everyone looks forward to Ladies' Night, so that's why we've missed it the past couple of weeks. So we want the ladies to freaking have.
Oh, okay, good. That's what I was asking this morning. Karma answered me because I said I don't know if they're expecting us because I don't know what's been going on. I haven't been around, so they haven't been doing it. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. It's been kind of dormant for the past couple of weeks. So yeah.
Well, this is a good time to bring it back to life. Then
it is.
Do my eyes deceive me? Is it Ladies' Night?
Ladies here for Ladies'
My
Night.
eyes and ears. I can't trust my eyes and ears. Is it truly Ladies' Night?
It could be.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
Damselmatic, yes.
We have Damselmatic here. We have Dandelion.
So far, yeah. So there are 2 ladies. Then there's Ladies' Night, apparently. But there's KJ is here.
That's what we're hoping.
KJ's here, and
KJ's here too. Yeah, cool. Yeah,
and
awesome.
Karma said she might show up later, and who knows who we can dig up. Maybe we can try. I'm going to actually send a direct message to Bambi for last Ladies' Night of 2021.
Hey, and I'm already recording it, so I'm going to put it up later.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Helio. You're very good at that.
But like Jake the Asshole is an asshole. everybody knows that, and he knows it. And so that song is really
what
cool.
I went on a rant about because people were like making me go see. You were the one who sent me to his channel, Helio. How dare you?
Yeah, he's a fucking prick, man. I mean, nobody likes that motherfucker. But he makes it like that song that we just heard was pretty cool.
It was. He should stick to the music making. If anybody knows him, that's my advice. He doesn't know me though, so he probably won't take my advice. But yeah, but that was very entertaining. Did he do the last two or just the last one?
It was the last two songs was him.
Okay, because that first one. That's why I was asking, who is this Scott that he's referring to? Some kind of astronaut?
Yeah, that's Jake the asshole. Those
no, but at the end of the song before last, he said, "Scott, stop lying." And so I was wondering, is he talking to Scott Veach or some astronaut?
He's talking to what was the astronaut's name? It wasn't Scott Veach. It was because that sucker has never talked to Scott Veach.
Okay,
it was talking about one of the astronauts.
Okay, that's what I figured. I don't know all the astronauts.
I can't remember his names either.
But now that you mention that, it sounds vaguely familiar that there's an astronaut named Scott.
Listen, I want to start Ladies' Night off with disproving empirically the term "a watched pot never boils." Bullshit. Just stand there longer. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, that's true.
That was a good one right there. I like that. Anyway, so Ladies' Night is starting right now, ladies.
Oh, I thought you told us to already started, Helio. Yes, welcome to our last Ladies' Night at the Flat Earth Discord 2.0 server for the year of 2021. So I asked earlier today if anyone wanted to do a show, because like I said, I didn't know what was going on, and Damsel Medic said yes. Karma said maybe she'd come later, and KJ is already here, which is very nice. Who is King Kong Kernitz? That's somebody's alternate, or who's doing the DJing? Is that Helio? I don't know. But anyway, that's not important. Nobody cares, except for I. I do care. I care quite a bit. But anyhow, so let's see. We started Ladies' Night in 2020, so next year, 2022, will make the third year of Ladies' Night on the 24/7 Flat Earth server. So I guess everybody's been busy at the holidays, so we've had a little hiatus, but I happened to be around, so I thought, well, we might as well do another one in this year and round out the year for Ladies' Night.
This is really cool. Like the end of the and on a point, if someone's going to DJ, if you guys want to play music, let's make sure that we establish who's going to do that. If you're requesting a song,
okay,
I'm not going to say anything otherwise, because
I have one set up, Helio, that I'm going to play after I do my little introduction that I don't think you guys have heard for a while, that I kind of want to hear before the
all right, cool.
year's out.
I'll shut up from
but then,
this
we
point
probably,
forward.
if we don't have a lot of ladies or we don't have a lot of Globers, we probably will want to
we will
have more music. Because so Cancun Kernitz was being the DJ, so maybe if we need that person who I don't know who it is. It's Scott Kelly, the astronaut that he's talking about. Thank you so much for clarifying that. That's what was just told to me by Cancun Kernitz, that Scott Kelly is who he's referring to in that song.
Yeah, I figured that's who he meant.
Thank you, Damsel. Good.
Since he was calling him a liar.
Oh, and KJ says she'll join the convo hopefully later. Great. Oh, great, because here's something. So, like, before I play the song, Damsel, maybe you could think about this if you had anything to say on the topic of, and I hope you don't mind, I won't go into great details, but I read what you wrote in another server about the effects of stress on health. You remember what you wrote? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I just wondered if you might be willing to say something about that. If you are not willing, that's fine. But is that something you'd be interested in saying something about?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So I'll play the song, and then we'll see if we have any Globers, and then and I'll DM Bambi just for fun, or whoever else. I mean, I'm not just targeting Bambi. It's only because we haven't seen her for a while, but I hope some other ladies like Jen will come around, and Blaze, and
Shines will be out there.
Yeah, hopefully Shines is around because I haven't talked to people for a long time, so that would be exciting.
True.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. I hope it will work. It's the Nathan Oakley version of this song because that's the only one I can find. But so there might be some of his voice on there. But anyway, I hope it'll be entertaining to people. Yes,
And
Helio.
Dandelion, I know if you say their name 3 times, they will show up. Promise.
At least twice, and then I just say the third time.
Richard Gere.
Oh, is
all
that
the ladies.
who
We
he was
want
there?
Shines. We want all the ladies.
But
Every
Richard
lady.
Gere
Truth
from
prevail.
1994. Sorry, go ahead.
I never really
Gerbil
liked
Man.
Richard Gere. Did anyone ever really like him?
Well, I look like him, so that sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm talking
Oh,
about a
just
personality thing, not looks. He's probably fine if he didn't open his mouth. I don't know.
Oh, he is fine. Sorry, go ahead.
Gerbil thought so too.
Did you like him, Dan Slometic?
Yeah, acting was fine, but again, it's just funny. There's background stories with that guy about
Cutting out
Gerbil.
just a
Oh, I
tiny
don't know
bit.
anything. I don't know anything about
you
that.
guys
Good thing
remember
she's
that.
cutting out on the gerbil stories.
That he and
Oh,
There
that.
was a-
Yeah, I did hear about that.
there was a
Shit.
gerbil involved with Richard Gere.
Oh, there you go. My
Something.
initial instincts are confirmed.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'd never gotten that.
Never mind, I take it back in full. Richard, don't
Thank
show
you,
up now.
Glasgow.
Don't you dare show
Oh
up.
yeah, I don't want to talk
Well,
to him. Yeah, why would I talk to any of those people who sold their soul to the devil? They can go talk to somebody else. Gosh, I'll definitely leave if any of those people show up.
Correct.
Unless they're here to confess their sins and apologize and use their, power for some kind of something worthwhile, which not a single one of them ever does. I don't care how many "We Are the World" songs sing. All right, we're not ranting yet,
Oh,
though.
there you
Schedule
go.
that for hour 3. Whatever.
Just fine with that.
All right, here. I'll see if I can make this work.
Yeah, whenever they mention his name, I can't help but think little furry creature.
Oh my gosh!
Places
Now I will too.
where
Thank
it's
you
not
so
supposed to be.
Technically, this is
Yeah.
my fault. I'm very sorry.
It is your fault, Glasgow. Never forget. We know it well.
That's fine. As long as you guys still accept me, my life is good.
We do
Codependency,
accept
man.
you. We accept all kinds here, in case anybody hasn't noticed. Unless you have to really come in. You have to to get somebody here really mad at you. You have to trash all the furniture, break the windows, pee on the carpet. You also should poop on the carpet. I mean, you have to misbehave outrageously for these
So
guys
all
to
day
take
just
notice,
hold it.
these admin.
Hold it
I'm
all
sorry.
day and then
Oh,
let
you're
it out
getting
in my...
another rant. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
not highly tolerant here, but
Hold
I
that
swear,
gerbil
I have to
man.
mute myself. I have to mute myself.
all right, I'm going to try to play the song. Maybe that will get me out of all my things and get us away from the gerbils.
Big shout outs to Mary Mom for producing this song that got sent to me by Quantum Eraser yesterday. It got played out on the show. Also, Eagle Plane and Anchor for putting the song to some visuals. And last but by no means least, Truth in Your Face, who put together a little remix based on some rather amusing words said by QE after the song was played yesterday. So I'll put both of those clips and links to the responsible videographers and musicians that made this piece of music possible. So another massive shout out to Mary Mom, Eagle Plane and Anchor, and Truth in Your Face.
In 2020, we took a little trip with Quantum Eraser in the Flat Earth Discord ship. We looked at the horizon and we made a measurement, and we caught the bloody globers in the Black Swan argument. We fired our guns and the globers kept it coming. There wasn't as many as it was a while ago. We fired once more and the globers took to running back to Gem Panda server to crawl into a hole. Now Quantum Eraser, he lacked confidence, but he put on a snazzy show for the audience. The Baltards flee when QB they do see the General Patton Swan roll suits him to a T. We fired our guns and the globers kept it coming. There wasn't as many as it was a while ago. We fired once more and the globers took to running back to Gem Panda server to crawl into a hole. Yeah, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the bushes where a rabbit couldn't go. Ran so fast that the hounds couldn't catch him. Back to Jim Panda server to crawl into a hole. We fired our guns and the Glovers kept it coming. It wasn't as many as it was a while ago. We fired once more and the Glovers took to running. Back to Jim Panda server to crawl into a hole. Hey, Baltard, it's not about the oil rig shape. Say refraction one more time, Huey's mouth will go agape. Quantum Eraser has smashed the go-to bits. If you want to see a curve, ask a girl to show her tits. Fired our guns and the Glovers kept it coming. There wasn't as many as there was a while ago. Fired once more and the Glovers took to running. Back to Gem Panda server to crawl into a hole. He's not angry, he's just a bit rat-trad. Alpha males drive the Baltards mad. Get off the globe and you'll get back your mind. You can count on Huey for a kick in your behind. We fired our guns and the Glovers kept it coming. It wasn't as many as there was a while ago. Fired once more and the Glovers took to running. Back to Gem Panda server to crawl into a hole. Sound off! Black Swan! Dismissed. One more time, about the gate. One from the race, and that's what shit. If you want to see her, that's girls over dead.
Somebody did a remix version. They called it EDM, electronic dance music.
Nathan Oakley is my fucking favorite right now. I love Nathan Oakley.
Yeah, me too.
He demolishes
Absolutely.
people. Nathan Oakley, 1980. Follow his. He does flat Earth debates every day, live streams flat Earth debates. Anybody could get on and and debate him, and he just demolishes everything.
Well, that was wildly impressive. Thank you. Good job, Dandelion.
That was fun.
I fucking love that.
Good job.
Have you not heard?
No, that was my first experience of it.
Yeah, we have not. We used to play it around here. I guess we haven't played it for a while because I don't know, because people probably got tired of hearing it. But now you've never heard it before, so there you go.
Oh, I sure saved it, and I'm gonna play it now. If people are sick of it, I don't care. I'm gonna play it a few times.
Well, they probably are, because we probably haven't played it for a year or more. I don't know.
That's
but,
great.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah,
Kudos.
Thank you.
Can you post that, please?
Yeah. Yeah. There's. Let me see. Is this the version? Oh, maybe that's the. Oh, that's the one. That's the EDM version that I just posted. Let me go back to the original, because I was
posted the original.
Earlier, I found the EDM. Okay, good.
Okay, now I'm going on mute. But yes, lovely. Well done.
It was very cute.
Thank you. Yeah, when that was playing, I was thinking, all glory to God, of course, always. I saw Nathan Oakley's daughter was not well, and I saw that first video, but then I saw an update that said that she's doing better, right? Does anybody know about that?
Yes, she's doing excellent as far as I know. There haven't been any other further updates about any problems continuing, so sounds like everything worked out for right now.
Good. Yeah, because he's definitely, I mean, the amount of stamina that he has to keep going with this, like having these daily shows, has got to be very stressful. So it's cool that he keeps doing that. So
well, stress, especially if you're over your children, will also run you down. So it wouldn't be surprising if he caught a cold or something when he talks again. He was really stressed out by the whole episode. So it's hard. Stress is a big thing in our lives. We don't realize how much impact it has on your health. So there are good studies that do show that they think that up to 95% of our illnesses could be stress related or directly caused by a stressful situation. So this year, people, remember stress can kill. So please learn ways to de-stress, whether it be prayer, meditation, exercise, keeping yourself healthy in other ways. You need to do that because your illnesses are probably going to be related to all this stuff that's been happening for so long. So just a bit of caution and I hope you all have a peaceful year.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that was the one part you mentioned, which I'm glad you brought that up, that you were talking about these studies that might show that a huge percentage of the illnesses that are, actually caused by stress. And then when you were just saying that, I was thinking, what was the other thing I was just thinking of? I can't remember. It'll come back to me.
That's all right. But yeah, it seems like even if you are ill from something else, stress will also impact it heavily, whether you do well, recover quickly, or if you suffer a lot more during it. So even when you're ill from something else, you need to consider that stress is playing a part in it. So
that I just remembered.
That's why we got to be there for each other when we're ill.
Exactly. Yes.
So that's good to your family and friends.
Yes, that situation that you were responding to in that other case, like that did affect me quite deeply when that was going down, and it did quite the kind of miraculous recovery did give me hope. And also, I remembered the other thing I was going to say because you alluded to taking care of yourself, right? Which that is something I work on, and because I know I've talked about this, I think on the live stream or to some of you guys before about how I was reading this book with my son that was about the golden rule. It says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And when I read that to him, whatever the thing we were reading, I said, wow, this is really, because sometimes things you've heard hundreds of times, like it hits you in a new way. I thought, that implies that you treat yourself well, right? You know what I mean? Because what if you beat yourself up all the time and you're mean to yourself and you're always saying nasty things about yourself and you kind of treat yourself badly and put yourself last? Gosh, are you supposed to treat other people that way too? So I kind of turned that around where I'm like, treat yourself. This is what I have to do. I don't know if this helps for anybody else. The way you would treat other people or the way you would want to treat other people. Because to me, that's way more difficult for me to do. Oh, you mean I'm supposed to look out for myself, see that I'm getting tired, instead of pushing myself to the absolute brink until I collapse. I'm supposed to sit down and get myself a nice drink or whatever. But I think that's there's two sides to that story, which I think typically, and not to say that I'm a person who treats everyone great all the time, because I definitely am not. But I definitely don't treat myself as well as I should, being that I know I am made in the image and likeness of God, and a person, with a soul that needs to be nourished, not just for my sake, but for my children and other people that I come into contact with. So I think that is really important to remember, because I think in the flat earth, we have a lot of caring, loving people who might put themselves last. I've encountered a lot of people in this movement that are like that.
Yeah, but if you break yourself down, you won't be able to help anybody or love on anybody or forgive other people if you can't forgive yourself. You have to practice it first on yourself to do it correctly and well and continuously for others. So, yeah, it's very important to do it for yourself. So, there's nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to do that. It helps you get yourself right so you don't end up in these situations where you're so down and out that you hate yourself enough that you start to make yourself ill. Let's not do that, folks. Get whatever the problem is solved and move on. Don't let it drag you down. And you're loved out here, people. We love you guys on the channel.
Yes, and that's the thing. The server has been a great source of hope for so many of us, because so many of us are kind of out on an island, in our regular world. Even though we have people we might connect with in other ways, it's very hard to find people to connect with about kind of the whole picture, right? And so I think, the server, has been a great blessing to me. So, and I try to give back as much as I can in appreciation for all the laughter and help and support and solidarity that I've experienced here.
Yeah, and I think that's why it was made, for this kind of getting together. It really helps us out, those of us who do not have a support system behind us, behind the screen. It really helps. I know a lot of people have survived hard times because the people on here have really helped them through it. So I'm always grateful if I can help somebody else out on this server or another one that I'm on. So, especially when it's talking about health issues and such.
Absolutely. Yeah, and this the last few times I've been in here, I've noticed there's been more globe believers. I don't know where they're coming from. Somebody's recruiting them. So if there's any globe believers out there that would like to talk to the ladies on Ladies' Night, men can come in and ask questions, or women can come in and ask questions, and then the ladies of the Flat Earth will respond to the questions. So it's especially a good time if anyone's out there listening, or if you know someone that you'd like to ask to tune in to the live stream or come in and join the Discord. This is a good time to do it because it often, the ladies here can be very patient. I think some of our most patient members are the ladies of the Flat Earth. And I'm not including myself here. I'm saying that in the third person.
What do you mean? Your rants?
Yeah, I mean,
get off there a little bit. Yeah, but they're good.
I'm very impatient. I mean, in general, I think I would like to be more patient. Let's say that, but I don't like to say that too loud because then I get more attacks on my patience. So, I would like to be patient, but I can be patient.
You'll get what you ask for.
About that patience, I can be patient in waiting for my patience to come. That's perfectly fine. So anyway, if there's anybody out there that would like to ask questions about the Flat Earth, then, come into if you're not a member yet, then join our link. Our permanent link is discord.gg/Flat Earth. Is that right, Damsel Medic? Did I say it right, do you think?
Hello, guys.
I think you did. I think you got it.
What?
Yeah, who's speaking?
Is that Stefan?
I just want to say Happy New Year for all of you.
Thank you, Stefan. Yeah, welcome to Ladies' Night. Have you been on the server for very long?
Yeah, just listening about some discussions. Not. Just. Sorry for my English. I'm not. I don't speak very much English.
It's perfectly fine. We are very patient. Yes, we have a lot of British people on the server. They claim that I don't speak English, so I think you're perfectly fine.
Thank you.
No, your English is very good, Stefan. It's actually really good, very clear. So you come and practice anytime.
What kind of discussions have you? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you going to say?
I just wanted to say thanks, and I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad I'm a part of this community. I mean, the Flat Earth. And
we are glad to have you.
Yes, me too. And
I'm glad you found us. Well, you have a good new year wherever you're at. I hope it goes really well for you.
Yeah, I hope so too. Is it still 2021 where you are? Isn't it changing over some places already? I don't know. You'd think it would be.
It should be.
Oh my gosh, you're speaking to us from 2022. Thank you, Stefania.
That's awesome. A little time travel going on.
Yeah.
How does it seem so far?
Happy New Year.
Do you think it seems good so far, Stefania? Do you think 2022 seems good so far?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing so far. I'm glad that I'm around people with good intentions, with good feelings, and I'm having fun with them. And I'm hoping that 2022 will be a nice year, full with succeed and many opportunities coming from our side. Good opportunities.
Is our side the Flat Earth, Stefania? Are you a person who understands that the globe model is a failure?
To be honest, I don't really care about if it's flat or is it round. First time when I came here, I thought that this around, I mean a sphere, but after some discussions, because I'm in this community, in this channel, I think from last year, I have a year or more, I speak with some friends of you, and they told me that Earth is. I mean, they don't really told me that Earth is flat. They came to it arguments and questions about what I'm thinking about the Earth, if it's flat or round, if why I'm thinking that it's a sphere. To give some arguments, and I did not know back then if to give some arguments about that. And if you ask me now, I really don't know now too, because yeah, it's been a long time from then. So if you ask me if it's wrong, if it's a sphere or it's flat, I can't say. I mean, I can say sphere, but I can't. I don't have arguments for that is if it's a sphere or not. I learned in my school that it's a sphere, but it was a long time ago, and I lost that learning. That yeah. Do you hear me,
Oh,
guys?
that's great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that was a very good explanation. I was just listening to the whole thing. I just wanted to see what your position was, and you explained it perfectly. So, yeah, I mean, and let me know. Let me know if I am. I'm just going to summarize what I heard, and let me know if I missed something or mischaracterized something. But you're saying that you came into the server and you thought it was a sphere, but then people were asking you what your evidence was for the sphere, and you realized that you don't really have any, and so that's making you kind of rethink it, and now you're just not really sure. Is that is that what you said?
Yes, that's a resume of all that I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're an honest person, because that is, I mean, there's two ways that can go. I mean, I should design like Glober coming into 24/7 FE Discord 2.0 flowchart. Which way is it going to go? And I feel like we've seen them all these days. Although I saw the last one yesterday when a extreme Globe believer actually conceded the argument at the end of the conversation. Like, I think that's kind of like, yeah, I can retire now. Like,
oh.
But anyway, I'm sorry, I got distracted. What I was going to say was that you, because that is something we often ask, provide your evidence for this spinning globe, because we ask for proof of curvature, any, scientific, testable, repeatable, verifiable evidence of either curvature, rotation, forward motion, gas pressure without a container. I mean, there's various things that we will ask for scientific evidence for. And so that is a common thing we'll do, because people come in and they are sure. Just like I was sure back when I first started researching it. I was, Stefan, I was just going to research how to explain to other people why it's not flat. And then I discovered, because I was sure this was going to be like, all I had to do was find the evidence, right, to present to children who were saying the earth is flat, because it was becoming popular with the rap singers and so on. And I thought people were just jumping on the bandwagon because these popular people like B.O.B., Tila Tequila, or whatever her name is, and so on, were saying it. I didn't know that there was evidence behind it, measurable, verifiable, testable, repeatable evidence. And very little did I know, Stefan, that I'd already in my lifetime made the necessary observations to prove to myself that I did not live on a globe with a radius of 3,959 miles, because I knew I'd already seen Chicago across Lake Michigan long ago. I mean, the first time I saw that was probably, 15, 20 years ago. I can't even remember. It just is seen over here. It's a common sight. So I didn't know that meant anything until the geometry and the mathematics was explained to me. So I understand what you're saying. You thought you could prove it. You thought someone had. And now you're kind of in this place where you're like, oh my gosh, there's more to this than I thought. Like, I guess I can't prove it, so I can't be going around claiming it. I have to investigate it further. So have you been like researching it at all or looking into it? Like, how long have you been in the server? Not very long.
I've been on the server for like 1.5 year, maybe.
My goodness. Oh, that's a while. Okay, wow. I guess I just haven't talked to you before. If I did, I apologize that I forgot.
Yeah, no problem. To be honest, I tried to get some evidence back then, like what last time when I came into this server, prove, like you say, to the people that the Earth is a sphere, but I didn't saw a really good evidence, like in my head, to be like really. Yeah, I mean this is logic and logical, and yeah, I can prove to them that this evidence will turn their minds. I mean, they will won't think that it's flat anymore. That will think that it's a sphere. But I didn't saw something really in my mind to. I didn't saw something really good, a really good evidence to prove them. So from that, some from back then, I didn't search anymore because I had a full time. I mean, with the job and the university and any kind of other stuff, and I didn't came into this server for a long time ago. I lost that kind of information because I didn't use it. I didn't search anymore or try to see from all my um, I don't know. I didn't try to see from all my energy to find some evidence about that this
Right.
flat.
You can put it on the shelf, yes. And those of us who kind of stick around here day in, day
Sorry
out, which,
for finding
no.
the words hard, but I didn't speak with a person in
You know,
English for a long time.
I get it. No, you made yourself very clear. Believe me. Yes, you speak much more clearly and logically than a lot of native English speakers. Believe me. If you I'd take you to the grocery store here. If you came over here and they'd be like, oh my gosh, this is a scholar. Let's let him teach English. I mean, I'm sorry, but people cannot. There's a lot of people who can't communicate in America. I'm sorry. Now I sound like one of those Brits, right? But it's true. Um, I'm sorry. I mean, it's only because they haven't been educated properly. We have a very woefully inadequate education system over here in the USA. Did you know that, Stefan?
Really, I didn't know. I think that in US is US or UK.
The USA. Our
USA.
secondary system, actually, our university system is halfway decent. That's why a lot of people, like when I went to take, like when I was taking, like, you know, my math classes or calculus and so on, the higher math, like beyond calculus, I should say, the calculus 1 and 2, you get everybody in there. But like after that, almost all international students, you know, there'd be like me and like a couple other people. Because over here, it's like, yes, our university system, for whatever reason, especially in the math department, is still decent. And so, like, people are coming over here, but our actual students from high school can't hack it. They can't make it. They have to go to remedial classes. Like in our local districts, the valedictorian and salutatorian had to take remedial math when they got to college. How embarrassing is that? It's pretty embarrassing. I'm sorry, Stefan. That's a subject near and dear to my heart. I didn't mean to get off track. So let's get back to what we were talking about. So you were kind of like, no, I was saying, I understand about putting it on the shelf because I did that too. I was just kind of, I'm not going to think about this. This is like way too big a can of worms for me to handle right now. And so I tried to stuff the worms back into the can. I put it on the shelf. Occasionally the worms, I'd see them up there peeking out. No, I don't want to deal with Flat Earth. And then finally I was drugged, kicking and screaming back to Flat Earth by this guy named James True. He's still out there on Twitter talking about Flat Earth. He talks about a lot of other stuff too. But anyway, he's the one that like forced me 3 years ago to look at it again. But nonetheless, because it is a big topic and it does change your mindset in life, so I can totally understand why you were not into looking at it right away. Did you, back when you, a year and a half ago, joined, did you hear about the long distance observations, the laser tests? the Black Swan. Do you remember any of those things?
I mean, I think I heard it before in this server about this. I'm not entirely sure, but just think I heard it. I don't. I mean, I really don't know, but just I think I heard this information before about the
Oh,
laser.
okay.
And
Well, we could review it for you. We surely could review it.
yeah,
Because,
sure.
like you said, you kind of like got rusty on her. You forgot some of the stuff. But I have to say first, Stefan, I have to introduce you, and hopefully she's willing to say hello to us. Because I especially messaged Bambi and asked her if she could come to the last ladies' night of 2021. So me and Damsomatic and KJ are here, and Bambi's popped in. Are you able to say hello to us, Bambi?
Hey, Bambi.
Hello. How are we doing?
Good. It's good to hear your voice. We were just talking to Stefan Yu. Yeah. So we're just we don't have a lot of ladies here, but we're just squeezing another ladies' night in for the year.
That's good.
What have you been doing?
I have today. I've just been drinking. I'm not. I am.
Oh, okay.
Not
Well,
sober.
I'll tell you if you go off the deep end. All right. But you sound fine so far. You sound very coherent. Much more coherent than Panto ever sounds. I'm sorry.
I'm a true Scot. I can hold my drink. Panto can't. I'm currently drinking. It's the first time I've tried this. I don't know whether you guys have it in America. It's a type of rum called Dead Man's Finger. It's quite a funny name. But it's a mango spiced rum.
I don't know, but I don't know all the rums. But that does. I don't know. Some other person might know. But yeah, it's mango spice. You say?
Yeah. It's mango, so it's really good. It's pretty good.
Oh, it's a spiced rum. Those are good.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy that. Enjoy the finger.
I've already done that, and I completely forgot my mother was in the room, and I was making a toast to my friends, and we all had shots each. And I forgot my mum was there, and I basically held up a shot, and I was like, "Happy New Year, all health and wealth. If you can't come in her, come on her." And my mum was sitting on the back of the room, and she was mortified that she heard this toast of her daughter saying, "If you can't come in her."
You're so bad. You ruined her little girl image of you. Oh no.
She's having cramps right now. You better go check on her at some point.
We had a great laugh. She thought it was absolutely hilarious. But she was just at the back of the room. She was just sitting on her phone. She was just doing her own wee thing. And I completely forgot she was.
Yes, if I heard my daughter make a toast like that, which she may do when I'm not around, and I hope not, but if I did, yes, I would be shocked, Bambi. I'm not shocked with you doing it, but you're not my daughter. I can handle it, right? Yeah.
It was funny, but she took it with good spirit.
That's cool. I'm actually hoping tonight still I'm supposed to make another rum cake because I made one for Christmas and people liked it so much that I'm going to make another one. I just have Captain Morgan's spiced rum that I'm putting into this rum cake, but I can't start making it. I thought I could start making it ladies' night, but then I always have to taste the sauce, might not be safe. So I'm hoping more people will show up and I can just quietly listen and make my cake in the background.
Those send well. I wouldn't mind having one.
Oh my gosh.
Make it a long time with that rum in it.
Damsomatic, you would love this because I make it from scratch because it's very, if you just Google, if you go to allrecipes.com, you just look for a rum cake recipe, almost the only ones that will come up are it's so weird. With this 2021, where the internet's at our fingertips, you've noticed with the other things, right? It's choices have become more limited. Every single rum cake recipe on allrecipes.com, which also has an app, I don't know if you ever use it, but it's very popular, is this variations of the same stupid recipe using a yellow cake mix, an instant pudding mix, vanilla instant pudding mix, which I never have, don't have, and so on. I had to search long and hard to find a recipe from scratch, which I've now found, which is absolutely amazing. And when I brought it for Christmas, my daughter's boyfriend really liked it, so then she's asking me for the recipe, which I sent to her. It's very complicated. That's why I have to concentrate. I don't know if I can make it during ladies' night. Because, but you know how they're very picky. Some of those recipes, like sift the flour and separate all the eggs, but only 4 eggs whites go in, even though you're separating 8 of them, and tiny little bit of this thing, tiny little bit of that thing. But I did it exactly the way they said, and it turned out amazing. So I want to do it exactly that way again.
I feel like a lot of
That's why you can't.
Sorry, go on.
You can't taste too much of it. I was just gonna say you better not test too much of the rum before you try that. Then
because the butter rum sauce
definitely have problems with that one.
Yes, but I want to try to do. I don't know if I have any ice cream, but the butter rum sauce that I make for the top, I should make twice as much. Butter rum sauce.
Oh, that'd be good on ice
the
cream.
top. Right, exactly. That's what I want to do is put some of the hot butter rum sauce on some vanilla ice cream.
Oh,
I don't know if I have any ice cream though, but I'll make extra, and then I can always go get some ice cream another day. Yeah. Or I can make my son make me some ice cream. Actually, my oldest son has an ice cream maker. I don't know what I'd have to do to convince him to do that.
I have a mixing bowl type of ice cream maker. You put it in the freezer after you wash it out. You have to put it in the freezer. It freezes. One of those KitchenAid ice cream makers.
Nice.
So it's frozen while you pour the ingredients. And it's pretty fun.
That sounds cool.
Does it really quick.
I know his ice cream that my son makes is amazing.
But yeah, I could see that sauce.
Yes. Oh, it's very good. Yes, it's very good. I bet
amazing on ice cream.
For a while, it probably gets even better. So, yeah, if I could start like jarring it up, and I could send you some like we talked about. Bambi.
That'd be fun.
Wow.
Yeah, Bambi, you were going to say something. I interrupt you.
Did you have something on the rum topic, or is it? Because I was going to go into a new topic.
I was going to say about your recipes. You were saying about how it's hard to find anything, and I feel like a lot of the internet I've noticed recently is the exact same. Like everything, they're making it all way too easy. Like, just give us a proper recipe where you make the fucking effort. Like I was looking for fudge recipes. Yeah, I was looking for fudge recipes, and I found one years ago that I used to make when I was younger with my granny, and I cannot remember what it was, but it was like a really proper little intricate wee thing that you do. And now that I'm looking at 3-ingredient fudge, I'm like, what? 3 ingredients?
You understand what I'm saying? Yes, I could not find a cake recipe that didn't use a cake mix in 2021. I should be having 100 choices and not one that uses a cake mix. But no, I had to spend like 20 minutes looking for one that didn't use a cake mix.
They're all lazy recipes.
They are.
Lazy recipes, yeah.
That's all it is, because I was looking for the one recipe that I made with my granny years ago, and it was a wee intricate recipe. You made everything from scratch, and I cannot find it for the life of me. Everything I'm looking at is 3-ingredient fudge. You throw condensed milk, chocolate, and like Kinder Bueno. Voila! I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's no fun.
So you still haven't found it then?
No, I still haven't found it. Don't get me wrong. I tried the 3-ingredient Kinder one, and it does taste good, but it's not what I wanted.
Oh my gosh. If anybody has an old-fashioned fudge recipe, send it to Bambi.
Yes.
Maybe it will be the one that she's looking for.
Definitely.
Oh, so yeah, I was going to say, because I know you can't say for too long, that Sasha, he was looking, well, see, I don't know if you're ready to like jump back into the flat earth topic. I don't know if you are now, but Sasha, I'm sorry, not Sasha, Stefan, I'm sorry, forgive me, Stefan. Stefan, you is looking for a basic review of what he learned a year and a half ago when he joined the server. Did you hear him talk, Stefan, you?
I think I caught the end of it. I think I caught just the end of it.
He's concerned about his English, which I told him is perfectly fine. Better than fine, in fact. So, anyway, did you feel like giving him just a little tiny, review of the basics of either long-distance observations, laser tests? You want gas pressure without a container? Your choice.
Sure.
Or if you don't feel up to it, it's cool. But I feel like I really want to hear you do it. It would be a gift to me.
Sure, I'll go over gas pressure without a container just quickly,
Okay, cool,
and then I'll
cool.
hand it off to you before I go, because we've got like an hour 10 minutes for the bells, and it's a huge party in Scotland. We call it Hogmanay over here. So it's like a big time for us.
I want to go. Why didn't you invite me?
Oh, awesome.
I'm not going over there, though.
Put us on live if you could.
Unless I could stow away in the ship. That's the only way you get me over there these days. So never mind. But
it's a massive party. I mean, and every year this year, because of COVID, second year running, we've not actually had it. But usually, every single year in Edinburgh, they set off. We've got every day throughout the whole year at 1 p.m. they set off a cannon. I think it's 1 p.m. On top of Edinburgh Castle. But on New Year's Eve, they set off, I think it's 10, and they also set off a shit ton of fireworks, and there's a massive street party, and it is insane. Like, it's called Hogmanay over here. It's a whole different thing. It's fucking huge.
Oh, so you guys have real parties based on like ancient culture. I love it. That sounds great.
But this year,
have a good time.
Yeah, this year, unfortunately, they're not. The second year running, they're not doing the fireworks. They're not doing the street party. So I'm doing it in my bedroom.
Oh, I see. They're not doing it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Not this year, no, because of quote-unquote COVID.
Oh, okay. So you're going to just have your own, but you'll be able to hear these bells or something. You won't
Definitely,
be able to hear
but I will. I'll cover gas pressure if Stefan's
Okay,
not
go
here.
ahead. Oh, yes. Stefan, are you still there, Stefan?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Bambi's going to talk about gas pressure without a container.
I'm hoping you can understand my accent, because I'm a bit... It's bad enough as it is, but when you're drunk, it's not easy. So, Stefan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And your accent is really fine. I understand you completely. So it's not
Okay,
a
that's
problem.
perfect. That's good. Just if I say anything that you don't get, just tell me to repeat it or explain it. Use different words, and we'll get there. So, gas pressure. Us living on a ball, they say that we live next to space, and space is a, in quotations, little bunny ears, is a near vacuum. Now, to have pressurized gas, there needs to be something physical to create that gas pressure in the first place. So, like, for example, a tire on a car, you can't have the air inside the tire without there being the tire, right? It's just not possible. So if you get a puncture in the tire, you're going to start losing your pressure. You're going to start losing your tire pressure, aren't you? Because the seal's broken. So without that container...
Oh, no, sorry for interrupting. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I was going to say, without that container, you have no gas pressure. So the same goes for the Earth. We have this gas pressure, and we're living next to a vacuum, pretty much, a near vacuum. And our gas pressure is literally breaking the laws of physics and just staying there without a container. And now some people say that it's being contained by the atmosphere, which is gas, but it is impossible to contain gas with gas. You need something physical to contain it. So for us to live next to space, we would need something physical between us and it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you agree with me, or do you think what I said was wrong?
I agree totally with you. I mean,
Yeah, so
for me.
Yeah, it's quite confusing though. Like, why would they tell us that we live next to space and we have this gas pressure and there's nothing between it? Because there would have to be, but then that would mean that we didn't go to the moon because they say the moon is in that space. We haven't sent a rover to Mars because Mars is in that space. It would falter all their lies, but it's physically impossible. And I'm not just saying that it could be impossible. It is physically impossible. It breaks the second law of thermodynamics. You need a container to have pressurized gas. It is physically impossible to not have that. It's just another way that the heliocentric model is extremely flawed.
I did not think about this. Really.
It's quite a mindfuck, isn't it? Because you don't think about that until it's explained to you. It's the same like, for example, a helium balloon. You can't have a helium balloon without the balloon. You're not going to have a pocket of helium. The helium can't contain itself. The way gas behaves is they find what's called their equilibrium. They basically just disperse. So if we were breathing this oxygen next to something that's not a physical barrier, our oxygen would just disperse into space. There would be no oxygen to breathe. There would be no gases. If I pop a helium balloon, I don't just have a little pocket of helium that I can walk into and inhale and start talking funny. The helium disperses immediately because there is no container. That's how gases behave.
I understand. I really understand now. I didn't think. I mean, it's mind blowing.
It is mind blowing. Is there anything you want to ask me about it, or do you just kind of want to ponder on it?
I don't know if you just mentioned it, because if I didn't pay attention, but you told me that this gas oxygen we are breathing, this is not contained, right?
Well, for us to be able to breathe it, it would need to be. But I'm telling you that it's not contained, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there is no container between us and space.
So, if there is no container between us and space, and we can breathe oxygen, then if I'm going to space, I can still breathe on space. I mean,
No. So the oxygen disperses until it finds its equilibrium, until there is nothing of it. So out in space, there will be no oxygen without, because if there was, we wouldn't have any, space wouldn't have any, because it would just disperse until, well, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be oxygen anywhere, but we shouldn't have it in the first place because it should be dispersing out into nothing. It's like the helium. If you pop a helium balloon, you can't move into one bit and start breathing it. It's just gone because there's no container. The balloon's popped.
So my question right now is, what contains our gas? Or is it contained by something?
Well, it would have to be. I don't know what it is, but I know according to science and physics, there would have to be a container because you can't have gas without one. You can't give somebody an oxygen tank without the tank. You need the container for the oxygen to stay in place. So although I don't know what it is, I know that there physically has to be one. Because to create the pressure in the first place, you need it. Not only does it hold it in place and make sure it doesn't disperse, but you need it to create it.
On my language is called ozone. I don't know if it's in English. The word is still remain.
Ozone.
Yeah, ozone.
What about it?
The exterior threat.
Yeah. So what is the ozone layer? It's made up of gases, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, maybe the ozone layer act like a container, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, hypothetically, but that's impossible because then you would need to be able to demonstrate gas containing gas because the ozone layer is just made up of gas.
Yeah, and you told me
what
that
is it made up of exactly? It's nitrogen. Yeah, but you wouldn't it's impossible for a gas to physically, because gas isn't physical, so it can't contain.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they say that we lose, what is it, a percentage amount a year or a day or whatever through the ozone layer. So it's not even a container. It's not even sealed. Like, we do lose a percentage of gases through the ozone.
Yeah.
So it's not a container, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a good point. Hypothetically, I mean, if you were denying reality, yeah, that's sure that'll float your boat. But in reality, that doesn't work.
You give me some some answers. Like, I'm mind blowing, and I think all night long I was staying thinking about that.
That's good. That's good. That's what you want.
What is it, Stefan, that what did something happen that inspired you to come back to our server, or did you just come back at random, or what inspired you to come back?
So, if truly honest, I came here because you're speaking in English, and I'm trying uh,
You want to
to get
practice?
better.
Practice?
Yeah, to practice at speaking because I'm understand you perfectly. But at speaking right now, I'm not very confident, and I'm trying to get the progress on that. And I like second, I like the ambience and you guys. I mean, you're truly nice person. And com- uh, I mean, you talk with people with like with your heart, with I don't know the word. It doesn't come in my mind right now.
I really want to know what the word is now. Something about that word. We do what with the heart?
Yeah, with the heart, it was a synonym. Like a word between heart, something like that. Be more accurate. I don't know.
What's your native language?
Romanian.
Romanian. Okay. Well, we do have a Romanian that comes in here sometimes.
You
Isn't
say
Can
we
we get
speak
a
to
Romanian?
you?
Oh, he's here. Yeah. I just wondered if he might know the word. What were you going to say, damsel?
I was just going to
Maybe
say,
someone's
maybe
talking.
talking like compassionate, that we're good with each other.
Yeah, caring, compassionate is the words that they're throwing out. Or do you mean like we speak from the heart?
Yeah, with the let me search the word on Google.
All right, he's going to search it. While you're searching it, I just wanted to say hello to Veronica K because I noticed. I don't know if you ladies, Damsel and Bambi know, or KJ know Veronica K, Silver FE, but you don't have the Ladies' Night Roll. I just wondered if Veronica K wants the Ladies' Night Roll. I don't know if Veronica K can talk. If you can't talk, then just maybe answer us in the voice text if you would like the Ladies' Night Roll.
I was distracted. My children. Hello, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
Good. I'm sure that'd be fine.
Yeah, it just
It's my
makes it
first
so.
time in this live stream, so I'm just
Oh,
listening.
okay. Okay, cool. So you usually go like to the Bible study and that kind of thing?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, well, we're glad you came up here to the main live stream. Yeah, Blaze has a name for the main live stream. I can't remember what she calls it.
No, I didn't know.
Oh no, it's not like the big tent, but it's like the, I don't know, I can't remember. It's not the Gladiator Arena because that's what we used to have. It's separate from here, but something along those lines that it's can get combative here, right? It can, but it's not right now.
It's all good.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find the Ladies' Night Roll. If you don't want to talk very much, it's fine. I won't force you to. But if you would be willing to tell us some version, either short, medium, or long, of your Flat Earth story, we like to hear that from new people. But if you can't do it tonight, or you're too much on the spot, that's perfectly fine also.
I don't know a whole lot about stuff. I'm not scientific, so it's stuff that some stuff goes over my head. But it's probably been over a year or so. I seen a video and I was just like, whatever. But then I watched it and all those wheels started spinning in my head and things started to click and made sense. So I don't really have much of a story there, but that's pretty much it. The truth just started outpouring and I was able to recognize it. So, and I am follower of the way, if you want to call it that. So it does also line up with scripture. So that's all I really have to say about that.
Great. That's a great story. Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing it with us. Yeah, I serve the I Am reminded me. That's the phrase I was trying to think of, the Thunderdome. That's what Blaze calls it, the Thunderdome. Yeah, I've heard her say that many times. Oh, Crypto is shocked, I think, that that Bambi's here. Maybe that's what his little reactions there are for. Yes, I'm going to take full credit for getting Bambi in here. Turns out all you have to do is message her and say, "Do you want to come join us?" And she joins us.
Hey, wait a minute. If Chris was here, I'm out.
I don't think he's actually here. He's just typing there.
That's good. That's
in
good.
voice
That's good.
text. I don't see him in the actual channel.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, and I was going to say hello to somebody else. Oh, now they're gone. Howell, that was somebody that was here just a few minutes ago. I think we've talked to before, but it might have been a while, but maybe they'll come back. Prince B is here. Prince B is VC Verified Coliseum Seating Bible Study. Hello, Prince B. And there's a person whose name starts with a Z and ends with a K, but it's not Zanuck, it's Zarek with a red pill
no.
in the sight.
It's if you bought Xanax from Wish.
It's like, what did you say?
It's if you buy Xanax off of that website Wish, where everything comes.
The knockoff brand. Yeah, that's right.
Knockoff Xanax.
Oh yeah, and actually having the red pill in his sights of the weapon there is kind of like a thing Xanax would do, right? He'd blow up that red pill, get us all back to blue. Shoot all those red pills, so only blue is left. Although maybe that's not Zarek's intention there.
It's maybe not. I don't know. It feels like a cheap 99p Xanax that you get on Wish that cost you like £7 in delivery, but only was 99p.
You're funny. Bambi, you are quite a comedian. I'm glad you showed up.
Yeah,
oh, and Helios Skeptic's giving me full credit for you joining. I'm sorry, even though it's your volition, actually. We give you credit for
got me here.
Yes, doing it. And also, yes, a Helios Skeptic, I haven't forgotten that you owe me 1/4 goat livestock payment for something else, which I can't remember what it is now, but I'm going to up your tab. And now you have to give me a half a goat livestock payment.
Which half, though?
There's plenty of goats in Arkansas. We'll hook up later. We'll figure it out.
Actually, I really want a whole goat so I can have milk. I want a whole female goat, so I'm going to have to find somebody else who has half a goat share and get together.
Which half are you taking? I'll take the other half.
I want the half with the milk.
Okay. I think that's the lower half. It's okay. I'll take his fuzzy living room. I'll take his fuzzy living room.
You can pet him. Yep, and you can hear his bleeding.
Yeah.
Bleeding? Goats bleed, yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna decease the goat, that's something else. I thought, to extract milk, they have to still be alive. So
I mean, Bambi and I are owning this goat, but we don't actually have to kill it. We don't have to go to King Solomon and have him split it in half. We can share ownership, right, Bambi?
Yeah, you take it for the first 6 months. I'll take it for the last.
Even better. Yep. And I will stow away on the ship with the goat. And it'll take us a while to get over there. But we'll be fine.
Indeedly do.
So we didn't get half-price Zanuck to talk. Too bad. You think he'd want to defend his honor there, but no such luck.
Oh, well, I am going to go. I've got 50 minutes. I'm going to go get drunk more than I already am. And bring in the bells.
Good. That sounds like a great tradition. I love it. Thank you for telling me about it.
Come back and cause a scene.
Hell yeah. Maybe when I'm sober.
We'll be here.
Oh, yeah, we're glad that you stopped in. It's very good to see you, and Happy New Year to you. Has it already turned over there or not yet? Oh, that's what the time. That's when the bells ring. That's when. Okay. So how long
so
did
I
you
got
say
50
that
minutes.
is?
50 minutes. So at the next hour. And that'll be New Year in Scotland.
Oh, maybe we have some other people here that will be celebrating it too that, are in that time frame. So cool. Happy New Year to you. But you'll be in the 2022 before us.
Yeah, I'll tell you if anything bad happens. I'll forewarn you.
For good. I thought stroke of midnight, everything's going to be perfectly fine. Blink of an eye, I'm going to be in Wonderland. Is that not happening?
Oh, that was brilliant. That was so brilliant. Blink of an eye. Next day. Boom. Like, time exists that way. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was...
Got that carried away there, Helio.
Well, man, she's 6 hours ahead. She's in the future. She's
I know, it's
celebrating New
exciting.
Year right
Yeah.
now. It's really weird.
She's beyond the curve.
Hold on, am I in the future? Oh yeah, no, it's me. I am in the future. I could have warned you about 9/11, but I didn't. Sorry.
It's your fault, Bambi, that we didn't know about 9/11 because you knew about it anyway. I'm
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Dick Cheney would have just given his stand down order 6 hours earlier. We know nothing would have happened different.
All right,
sorry,
okay, I'm gonna be
sorry for like rumpusing ladies' night. Go ahead, guys. Ladies, I mean.
I am going to go snack and drink, and I will speak to you guys next year.
All right. Have a fun time. Happy New Year.
Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.
Wait, the last time, do you mean tomorrow?
Next year.
Next year for her is just an hour, Helio.
Yeah. I'll see you later, guys.
Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, so we've got... Oh, Oscar just came in. Hello, Oscar. Are you available to speak or no? Oscar Obi-Wan. Oh, he went away. Oh, no, he didn't go away. MJ came in and then MJ left. Hello, Oscar. Happy New Year.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, thank you. Just thought I'd pop in, see what you ladies are talking about, and just kind of getting ready for tonight and the celebrations. And now that I've got the opportunity, I'm wishing everybody a Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you. I remember we've talked to you before because you're a flat earther, right?
I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool. So you're going to have are you going out to party tonight or are you staying home?
We're staying home. We've been actually kind of burned out from all the events that we hosted. So we just want to take it easy. And the only company we have tonight is my mother-in-law. So.
Nice and mellow.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty relaxing. So I think we're just going to do a Cobra Kai marathon and enjoy some pizza.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere fancy either.
Dude, has she seen Cobra Kai yet?
We've seen all the seasons.
Her, I'm asking you about your mother-in-law. Has she seen it?
Oh, yes. I believe so. I think, you know what? I want to say yes, but I haven't really confirmed that.
I'm being a dick. I'm interrupting ladies' night. I'll shut up.
Well, I was just going to say to Damsel Medic that maybe we should play. This would be a good time to play another song. But I don't know if you have any. Did you have anything in mind, Damsel Medic?
I have one up right now. Latter-day Saint just dropped one, I think, today. So I was just going to play it.
Perfect, because he's been so busy. I don't think I've heard his latest one, so that would be perfect. You're doing it? Great.
I just wanted to say Happy New Year, Flat Earth.
Happy New Year, Flat Earth Solar.
I'm going to share with you what I intended to say.
Pizza, 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 pizza.
If I had been elected in 2016. My fellow Americans, today you sent a message to what is now infamously known as Pizzagate. Can we buy pizzas? And you bought, I don't know how many pizzas, but it was a lot of pizzas, and sent them to a literacy, an after-school literacy program in D.C., which was never publicized. I hate the word hacked.
Mic check. Madam Speakers and House Representatives, my intention is to make sure your children are not left unattended when the Clintons enter the building. You get my drift? Yes, I do. Yo, Bottoms up, first they knocked down the wall in Berlin. Donald Trump, now we wanna build a wall again to make America great. Oh, you can hardly wait to get a slice of that pizza that's harvest bait. It's hard to fake the gate when in reality, pizza tastes great, served with calories. Yo, another fatality. My words are casually exposing the kids, or lack thereof after she froze the kids. Overdosed this bitch on a hard Lewinsky. Jumping over the fence, yo, it's hard to get me. Dump you over this bridge into the garbage-inski. It'll take some hard convincing. How did this happen? How low can they go? Yo, couldn't fathom. If the dog ate your homework, what good's a cat when it swallows emails but still couldn't hack them? You couldn't act, bitch, if you ate a Golden Globe. Beat her ass, plain decoded while I hold your robe. The only way me and Hillary are keeping the peace is if she chops up my body and there's pieces to keep. When you see me on the streets, you better scream for police. For release to your peeps all the email leaks. The only way me and Hillary are keeping the peace is if I chop up a body and there's pieces to keep. You'll never believe what Hillary did to me. She asked Jackie May if she could have a kid with me. Smothered in tomato sauce and dipped in cheese. Makes no difference to me if I put her on blast. She already splashed Putin when he stood in her bath. Yeah, we couldn't relax in a pool full of blood. Educating the kids while you're fooling the pub. Lick, suck as she's sipping on blood. Mix it up in the suds and call it white water. Watch out for Chelsea, yo, like mother, like daughter. I keep the mic harder than Mike Pence's father, but I can be colder than a frozen Corona. Overdosing on COVID after inducing a coma. Toast, la la la, lacking tolerance. Tracking Omnicron, yo, I had to follow. Caught him slipping out of light and I hit him with hollow tips. I had a full clip, yo, and I donated all of it. Put your mask back on! Yo, I already swallowed it. Like Barbara's big bush did to Cheney's small dick. Shit, only way I'll argue over politics is if I run for president, so all the kids can vote for me. You know you're hoping for that. Yelling Black Lives Matter, bringing opium back so we can kill the white guys with the opium tax. Hope you react accordingly to all that I say. Got Chelsea pregnant, recorded it, and called it a day. The only way me and Hillary are keeping the peace if she chops up my body and there's pieces to keep. When you see me on the streets, you better scream for police. For release to your peeps, all these email leaks. The only way me and Hillary are keeping the peace is if I chop up a body and there's pieces to keep. If I see you on the streets, I'll never call the police. I'll just release to your peeps all these email leaks. I'm just playing Hillary. You know I love you. Not.
Pizza, pizza. Pizza, pizza.
I hate the word hacked.
What do you think? I like it.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. You said that one just came out today.
Yeah, that was in my my box.
Because just in the general kind of expiring of this current crop that they are calling celebrities that we're supposed to pay attention to, it just made me think about that. Thinking about Hillary Clinton and how long we've had to pay attention to her. My God. But anyway, I was thinking about that the other day because on the radio I heard a Christmas song sung by Rod Stewart and Dolly Parton, who are perfectly fine. But it was like a new thing. You could tell they were like older and doing this, like a recent thing. And I'm thinking, my God, we're still seriously rolling out Rod Stewart and Dolly Parton. I mean, I love Dolly Parton's songs, so the things that she wrote and everything like that is wonderful. But it's kind of like, seriously, it's because there's no, like, those people had personality, remind us of a time when, like, people around us had personality, when life was kind of more laid back and normal, when, like, you could have conversations with people about just whatever you felt like talking about, and nobody would start crying if you said the wrong word. And, like, they remind us nostalgically of a time when we were allowed to just kind of live freely, for the most part. I mean, of course, this noose has been tightening for a long time. I mean, some of us definitely felt it sooner than others. But nonetheless, these people, they pump out these, supposedly the new hot stuff, are not hot in the least way. They're like robots. They're so, like, they can't even have an opinion original to save their lives. They're just like a bar and Ken doll. It's like, you want me to pay attention to Barbie and Ken, who you've made speak these, lines that are the same constantly? Like, I'm not going to listen to that nonsense. So then they roll out these people from 50 years ago. It's like, oh my God, seriously? Why don't we just admit, that the culture is over and we need to start over? Like, this culture is dead. Like,
Yeah.
you guys haven't noticed?
Yeah, you don't pull people out that hung it up 20 years ago.
I mean, they do, and it's fine. Like, it's better than the new stuff. I know why they do it. Yeah, because they must be getting ratings, advertising money, marketing shows. Yes, people want to hear Rod Stewart sing the same Christmas song, even though he's like 80 years old, or whatever, instead of hearing this your supposed new hotness sing it. Because you might as well just, like you said, have a robot sing it as one of these supposedly new hotness people. At least Rod's got some character left. Like, you young people should be embarrassed. An 80-year-old has more, hip energy, emotion, life in him than these 20-year-old robots they got parading out there. It's just bizarre.
Well, the thing is, young people have gotten the message. If you come out, against this or that, or say the wrong non-SJW, non-politically correct, non-compliant thing on Twitter, your career is ruined. They've seen the example of the bold, older generation, and that's not going to be them. They're going to comply or else. And so that's going to lead to a certain amount of bland SJW, politically correct uniformity after a while in the young people.
Meadowlark, oh my gosh, you said that so perfectly. And as always, almost every time you come in here, I'm like, oh yeah, he's reminding me I have to be more compassionate. Just the timing of the world. You always come in when I'm on some kind of rant about how could these kids, what's the matter with these kids today? And you come in and say, Mary, remember, this is the way they've been indoctrinated since birth. Have mercy. Yes, you are absolutely right. It is not their fault, and I am acting like it is, that they should just instantly be able to wake up out of their trance and have a life. My God, you'd think they would want to. But you're right. It's not even a choice that they understand that they're making Meadowlark. So thank you for pointing that out. So I will stop being the crotchety old lady now.
Well, no, there's no problem. I mean, Miles Mathis talks about the problem with the lack of authenticity. People don't know how to be themselves or know what to be. They're trying to be a certain type of person, that may or may not authentically be them. Can they speak their mind? Can they be honest? Can they be unique? Can they step outside of the box? There's going to be a crisis of authenticity where these young people will be like, okay, how authentic can I really be? And that's going to have implications for art and other things like that. Miles Mathis does commentary on math and culture and different things like that. He doesn't appear to be a flat earther, sadly, but some of his commentaries are pretty interesting.
Well, I can appreciate her saying that they look like robots or act like robots, because that's exactly what that apathy and hesitancy and non-uniqueness makes you appear to be, is not alive and not functioning as we're created to be. That's for certain. And it's not their fault entirely at all, but it's what they got to strive to get out of if they really want to have a life, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I guess my first suggestion, if it was somebody who, wanted to try something new in this world, and try to have a life, because I think, like you said, it's really just they've been programmed pretty much since birth that they can't even state, a contrary opinion without fear of extreme ridicule. Of course, we all know this is by design, possible shunning and so on. And that is that's a lot for people to deal with. That's a lot, and especially a young person. That's too much to expect for them to be able to handle that. So that's why, we see people come in here and they're almost afraid, even though they're anonymous. I guess for some of them, because we've heard this before, where they're start to understand the truth, but then they're like, oh, but don't give me the flat earther tag. Don't even give me the on the fence tag. My friends will make fun of me. So, even though I sometimes think when I'm talking to them, oh, you're just here on Discord, nobody knows who you are. I have to remember, oh no, possibly they, from their point of view, people do know who I am, or they might happen to see the mainstream or whatever, and they are like, they live in fear of questioning the mainstream narrative. It's just, it's very unfortunate, but we see the evidence of it here every day, almost every day.
In a way, maybe the young people have, lost hope of anything other than possibly being part of the power structure, having the right viewpoints that get you to the top socially, that allow you to be deemed acceptable and get that, that dream job or that dream place in society.
Yes, and you know what? And so even though I sometimes talk about the bygone days as if they were wonderful, believe me, they were not. It was just nowhere near on the scale we see it or the intensity we see it. But all the seeds were always there, right? Because it's always been clear to people, yes, if your goal is just to make the most money, have the fanciest house, impress other people with your wealth and splendor, or your, female conquest, or whatever the thing is you're trying to impress them with, then this is the path you need to take. Yeah, and if you're a questioner, if you think, art and literature are more important than music, and you don't really care about the social scene or climbing the ladder, then you are going to be like semi-shunned. And even if you kind of like semi-participate enough to eat, and survive in the society, you'll always be kind of the black sheep and so on. I mean, it's always been that way, right? It's not anything new. It's just the divide has become so intense. And I never even got to what my recommendation was going to be, is to just, go camping. I mean, how hard is that? Do people not camp? Because I camp all the time. It's like an amazing way to kind of reset your mind. Like, look at this. I can live with very little, depending on what level of camping you do. Like, if you haven't camped before, I'd recommend, start with simple, where you've got the flush toilets at the little bathhouse or whatever, and you can drive into the campsite. Like, start with that if you're new to it, because to you that will be like outrageously, hard, even though if you've done real camping where you put everything in your backpack or go out there with nothing, or the various other levels, you'll be like, wow, flush toilets, that's a luxury. Driving to your campsite, what a luxury. So anyway, my point is, just by depriving yourself of what you think are necessaries, leads you to feel more self-sufficient and less afraid, because even if all this was, ripped out from under you, you could still survive. If you, slowly get yourself those skills, it's amazing what it will do for confidence levels. Because, I mean, even in the terms of food, if you didn't have food for a week, as long as you had some clean water, you would be perfectly fine. But like we talked about earlier, the stress level, like Dan Solmetic told us, some studies say that's up to 95% of illness is caused by stress. So meaning, if you couldn't go and drive to the grocery store and get food, you would say, well, this is an interesting challenge that I've been presented here in my life. I shall now find some alternate ways of feeding myself. I shall remain calm. I am going to be perfectly fine. Believe me, because I've done it. You can lose a ton of weight and be perfectly fine. It's very difficult to starve a person, believe me. So you've got plenty of time to sort things out, find whatever seeds you've got hidden away. That if there's seeds in your apples on your counter, there's seeds in your tomatoes, there's seeds in your lemons. You can collect all of those to start with. Your beans, if you have dried beans, those are seeds that are in your pantry, and so on. So anyway, my point being, keeping yourself not stressed is the important thing, and not giving into fear. And I believe camping is a good dry run that it would be good for anyone to do, but not just as a practical way in case you need to survive off of little, but just like I said, to get rid of that fear. It will make you feel more confident, just that you're able to do that. Even if you grew up and your family never did it, I know that it can seem overwhelming to people, but just try it. I think that would be a good step for these young people. That's what we're talking about, the young people who are just kind of stuck in this robotic world, just kind of doing whatever we're told on TV or the computer. Just get out to nature. Don't have your phone on the whole time, or maybe check it once a night, in case somebody has an emergency. That's how we used to always do it. You weren't always in communication with everyone all the time. You had faith that it was going to be okay. You could go without hearing from somebody for a long time before you'd start worrying about them. Say that instant communication can be nice, but you are permitted to turn the thing off. Just try turning it off for 12 hours to start, then go to 24. Might help your state of mind, young people. Anyway, do we have any other new people that have questions or comments? Otherwise, we could play another song, right, Dan? Somebody, do you have anything else in mind? Otherwise, I'm sure we could dig something up. Oh, that's interesting. Ron Levelson says, I think the Emerald City is a reference to the North Pole and the Aurora Borealis. That's interesting. Yeah, because those Wizard of Oz books, and you're talking about pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Obviously, a huge analogy, so important in our world. But yeah, that can you get to another place by accidentally floating with a hot air balloon? Maybe you could in the past before the Antarctic Treaty. All those books are very interesting. Just the original books written by L. Frank Baum, not just the Wizard of Oz that was made into a movie, but the whole series. And they're
wonderful.
Yeah, the maps they have in there.
Yeah, the
they're
pictures,
flat.
drawings, they're really well made.
And there's no I don't think there's a reference to a globe anywhere in there. All the maps are flat of Oz, and I think Oz is just clearly as a flat realm, as far as I know.
There's a lot of truth drops throughout those books, and they were written during the Depression era, so people saw him putting a lot of stuff about the economic situation, how they were being ruled within the books. Like, from what I understand, there's a lot of references to the times that they were in, as well as future stuff coming. It's interesting, though. Those books are full of all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and even the way that, because I know some parents, who are Christian don't like books that have to do with magic, but the way it's dealt with in those books is like, it's just very interesting the way they talk about it, because it's about, it's more like power for good. Like magic is always, they aren't allowed to, of course we had the wicked witches, right? But they try to get rid of them because they're kind of went wayward, right? And they just talk about how it's very controlled of how they're allowed to use it, and they can only use it to help other people and so on, and all these things. So I think some of that, even though I understand, I totally support parents, whatever choice they make. Like if someone doesn't want to do anything with magic in it, that's fine. But I think sometimes magic is like the power that human beings have and used to have more of before they decided, to completely sever their spiritual connection, stop praying, make it like slightly taboo to even talk about God in the public square. I shouldn't even say slightly, it's like heavily taboo, right?
It is now.
Yeah.
And depending on where you're at.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So anyway, I think that to me, it doesn't bother me the way they talk about it there, because I think that we've talked about this on the server before, like when you look at the biblical texts and so on, when they talk about the mystery cults or the wizards or the magicians, like they're obviously talking about people who would have been the people who went on to push the globe. We know the globe is factually incorrect, has no basis in reality, that it's basically just a magic spell.
It's
so like
magic trick.
Yeah. So like the people, it's funny. I have I appreciate Christians. I don't want to knock them down, just like, your regular generic run of the mill Christians. But to me, it's amusing that people would be like, oh no, don't ever let my child look at a Harry Potter book, which, I could see that argument makes sense to me. But at the same time, these same parents, when I try to tell them, don't let your kids get hooked on the outer space religion that has no scientific validity, that even mainstream scientists are questioning, that's clearly taking over the entire culture. Let's not study outer space in our so-called Christian homeschool. They're not interested in that, right? To me, it's way more damaging than your Harry Potter book. Not to say maybe Harry Potter is the worst thing in the world. I have no idea. But you can't tell me. If I had to decide between letting my kids read Harry Potter or sending them to an indoctrination center to find out about a lie of the globe that I know is going to entrap their minds and quash their independent and adventurous spirit, I'd let them read the Harry Potter, man. Come on. I mean, maybe you don't want to either one, but you can't. These people who think they're doing what's best for their kids will not listen to
I would
the
tell
flat
them,
earth.
if you're going to let them read it, you should probably teach them how to read it critically and look at for all the hidden stuff in it, and of course the stuff that applies to life and that sort of thing. Make it applicable. I mean, at least you can use it as a tool.
I don't remember. Like I did actually read them when they first came out, but I do not really have that good of memory of them.
Yeah, I read them all long time ago. I can't remember all the stories in them, but they were fascinating because of the in-depth characters that you got to know that were besides what you see on the movie and how they all interact. And it's just a way more fun to read that and then watch the movie, even though the movie doesn't even do it justice. But yeah, it was a favorite as a child. I loved that one. I think my parents just told us, to put the stuff in the right place, the difference between fantasy and reality. And I don't know. They let us read it. I think my mom read them. If I remember right, she told me she read them. But then we read other good books like Little House on the Prairie. Just all kinds of different series. The J.R. Tolkien. Anybody we could get our hands on that was a decent writer. We read so much as children. I think that's one of the biggest things our society is taking away. It's the ability to imagine all on your own with a book. Just words and paper and being able to use your own mind to take you somewhere. Because I used to go on so many trips in my own mind reading books. Now it's all provided for you in media that's all CGI'd and trying to get you to believe that it's so real that, it's realer than some people's real lives. These movies and all this stuff that people get so into. It's a little worrisome because if you're not using your own imagination, that means that somebody else is giving you your ideas and dreams, and you're not independent enough to see outside that box they want to give you if you're not careful. So people read on your own, spend time imagining, go out in the woods and do it. Even more fun. I used to do that too, so I still do. Go out and read in the woods.
Yes, I can remember reading. I haven't done it for a long time because of having young children, but now they're getting older to where I don't have to worry as much in the water, but I still have to pay attention to them. But yeah, we're like the days I used to be able to go to the, Lake Michigan or Lake Huron Beach and just lay there and read an entire book, the entire day. Just read one book, one day, just laying there on the beach is amazing.
Now those were the good days.
Yeah.
Those were the good days where nobody's bossing you around. You're not having to worry about politics, laws, religion, nothing. Just doing what you're meant to be done and having a good time reading something that takes you on another journey while you're having a little bit of sunshine time. And it's all good.
Right.
That's the way it should be. Life has to have reality. I'm sorry, but I don't think they'll ever make sunshine fake enough in a metaverse to feel real. I don't think they can do that. So it's not going to be fun compared to the real thing.
Yeah, I listen to audiobooks more these days just because I like to listen to them while I'm doing stuff. But I still have always a book that I'm reading, paper book, and it's different because you can then, like you said, you can kind of pause, think about the thing you just read, go back and look at it again if you missed something, think about what the scene looks like. And when you're reading or listening to the audiobook, it's not always the same. Because even though you could, in theory, pause, often you don't. I mean, you do still have you can still have the pictures kind of in your head of imagining what things look like, but it's still not quite the same. So I like to do both.
Yeah, my other thing with the whole reading thing is I'm sad about, and I was when it first came out, was books online. I know people love having that and all that kind of thing, but I also know that means even the literature you read that's just for fun could be altered for propaganda use. Things could be removed, things could be added to even old classic stories because we have no control once it's on here if it could be altered by somebody and then nobody knows what the originals were. Now I always wonder about that, if that was part of the plan to put all the libraries online, but then you wouldn't know for sure if it was the original because it could be altered.
Right, that's why the plot of Fahrenheit 451, where the wanderers who are preserving the old society that's trying to be, they're trying to burn everything. That's what, quick Fahrenheit 451 setup is that the firemen come if they heard of a stash of books in somebody's house. The purpose of the firemen is to start fires and burn any books remaining, all libraries and so on. Anyway, but there's a group who they are memorizing these books before they got burned, and they exchange them. Like one person is in charge of one book, and the classic, book, and then another person is in charge of another one, and so on. And I don't think we're too far away. I don't want to be like too dystopian. I don't know exactly how things are going to go, but like the way things are already going, like you said, it wouldn't be, overly prudent to do this kind of thing because.
No, that's why I still buy so many hard copy books, and especially ones with information that's vital, and just put things away because you never know. I mean, that's how they reset worlds, like you're talking that movie. I mean, it may be dystopian, but it looks that's what they're telling us they're going to do. Reset world, okay. So you got to worry that was part of the plan, was to remove the ability to have free access to the true information that was from the originals.
So. Right, because why else would they have originally? Yeah, like that's often been my question. And Glad Flobe just put the Fahrenheit 451 book in the voice text if anyone wants to read it. But and now I'm forgetting what we were just talking about.
Oh, the dystopia.
Oh yeah, about putting the things online.
What it is.
Yeah, the resetting.
We're living out these guys' books, 1984 and Animal Farm, and come on.
Oh yeah, the technology. That's what I was going to say. That you wonder, like, why? Because we've discussed that on the server before. Like, why did? Obviously, they just leak out technology way after they've developed it, right? They just a lot of this stuff has been around longer than when it becomes publicly available. But we've discussed that. Yeah, why did they must have known that the internet and so on would allow people like us to get together in ways that we never would have been able to get together before. I mean, there's a plus and negative, because I feel like there used to be more local grassroots movements actually before this type of thing, such as what we're doing here in the server, existed. Like, because you had to do it person to person, and some people still are doing it person to person, Witsit and so on, and I think Orion does that, and other people in the server. But anyway, like I remember in the 90s, a guy used to stand outside the courthouse in Missoula, Montana, and hand out pamphlets about jury nullification. And and his pamphlet was like really interesting to me. And he stood there day after day, about jury nullification, and that's how that information was spread. And so I almost feel like, in some ways, that people don't feel like they maybe have to do as much of that, because that is not. You don't get rewards like right away. Like this guy would just hand them out, but I doubt if he got a lot of approbation for it, or anything. He just felt it was the right thing to do. So I almost feel like sometimes this technology sharing gives us the illusion of the information being more available, but it makes us less connected than we might have been in the past. But nonetheless, it could be moving toward, as you said, because having the technology gives people the illusion that this is being preserved for posterity, just like I think I was here on the server saying that yesterday. I know people say, when I say, oh, there's no guarantee these live streams will be saved, that it will be shown, like how it was possible for this fraud to be perpetrated on the entire world, how people could have the truth, facts, and logic, and the obvious fact that the globe is a complete fantasy, that there's no evidence for it anywhere, that you can easily go out yourself and see that you see too far to be on a globe of 3,959 miles. It's just an obvious thing, how it was possible to keep people fooled, even with the internet, and even with us sitting here and spelling it out for them. So anyway, my point being, there's no guarantee. And so people will say, oh, well, I have a hard drive. It's like, oh, yeah, you have a hard drive. I mean, I don't know, like, people can have a way to view that in the future. I don't know what they're going to do. We have no idea what's going to happen. So I think we should write more stuff down with pencil and paper and put it in a fireproof box and maybe bury it if we feel like it, because I don't think we can guarantee that your hard drives are going to be able to be accessed when people say, how did they pull this off? How can we get out of that? Out of it. I mean, we already are saying that, right? We already know how they pulled it off. We are sitting here seeing it, but it's I can see how in the future it will be just like, impossible for anyone to believe that ever could have even happened. But we know it did, and we know the reasons why, right? From our observations, it's pretty obvious. It's a psychological problem induced with a particular psychological warfare that's been perfected by the CIA and others since, before the 1950s, 1940s. Who even knows when they started? That's when it got on our radar. They started their psychological MK Ultra, LSD programs and all of these things. But that's came out of the Korean War. They're studying brainwashing in China and so on, but they were studying that in China before that. That's why they studied China and North Korea to find out how to do it, the CIA. So they've been perfecting this for centuries, right? And now they are at the apex of perfection. It's very good, but not everyone. It doesn't work on everybody. So that's what will be of interest to the people in the future is why that is. Yeah.
No, and that's why the ancient cultures, I think, wrote a lot of things in stone, because I think they sometimes knew that something could happen.
Writing it in stone. Maybe that's a better idea than my idea of writing it on paper and putting it in a
I
stamp box
like
and
paper
doing it.
that too, but you have to preserve it, especially. So that's the thing. I think our ancient peoples knew that, and that's why even the Indians left paint markings all over, pictographs, and all these different things. So they were trying to tell us in the future. So it's the only way they can know for sure it might be preserved long enough for somebody distant, far, that wouldn't understand it, or maybe be able to figure out what they meant at some point, that it was important. Who knows? In the future. But it looks like some of that stuff is what was going on. So
Ildico's here. That was a good point, damn Semitic. Yes. I'm glad you brought up the stone tablets. Maybe I should look into how to write on a stone tablet. How hard could it be?
Happy New Year. Well, even clay tablets, they say, they last a long time too.
Clay tablet, I can understand how to do that. Yeah, because we have clay around here. I could write in that with a little butter knife or something. Yeah.
Let me repeat. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, we didn't hear you. Thank you for repeating. Happy New Year to you.
New Year.
Hello. Happy New Year. And to everyone. Did you have a good year in retrospect?
Oh my gosh, Ildico. You want me to answer that honestly? Yeah. Only because it's you. My New Year's resolution is to forget the last 3 years. I'm erasing 2019, 2020, and 2021, except for the good memories I had with my children. And I'll go so far as to remember good things that happened in the server and people that I laughed with and so on, and any friends that I did laugh and have a fun time with. But the vast majority of those 3 years, I am going to be forgetting with this new year and starting afresh. What do you think about that, Ildico?
I think that's honest.
Thank you.
It's really honest, actually. And I think in some ways I kind of will do the same with some of it. Not all of it, just like you do. I want to hold on to some of the good times. But some of this stuff is been craziness. Oh, let's just forget it. It's not worth worrying about anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. So you're on board with me. Yeah. See, I am not. It's not that I'm going to forget everything. I am going to remember only the good things, and then I am going to move forward and start afresh in 2022 because, I'm just kind of done with pretty much all the past. Yep, pretty much.
All right.
Happy New Year 2019.
Happy New Year, get.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Witsa.
I've had well, it's always tragic to watch the disintegration of civilization. Yes, that can make you a little depressed.
You know what's tragic?
What?
What is it?
So Flat Earth are getting destroyed right now on Flat Earth Debate Channel.
Who is it?
Oh, no.
Johnny B. Johnny B's getting wrecked.
Micktoon wrote to me and wanted me to debate, but I ended up saying no, thank you, because I'm just not into that whole scene. He wants to come. Yeah, if Micktoon wants to come in here and talk to us on Ladies' Night, that's perfectly fine. But I'm not going to make an event that's going to make a dishonest Glober money.
Yeah, they're just trolling him hard.
I've learned a lot this year.
Oh, cool. What did you learn?
Last year, not this last year, but the year before last, I really spent a lot of time investigating the flat Earth concept. So I believed in it always. I never really understood why I believed in it. So it just seemed self-evident. But so then this year, I've been just studying. I've never really been interested in finance. And as I said before, this year has been studying trading and making money that way so that I can kind of not have to be so dependent on the system for my sustenance. So that's been very interesting to me. And I've made new friends, and I always enjoy my life regardless. You know, the history's always been punctuated by humanity's insanities, like 9/11 and so on. You always had something that would depress you about the condition of humanity. But you have to move on and live, you know, and grow. That's how I see it. So I'm happy.
I think that's great advice. Yes, I heard you the other, I don't know when that was, a few nights ago or something. I was listening on YouTube and, excuse me, and I heard you say something like, it's kind of a riff on stuff I've said before about, you know, flat Earth, that we can't get caught up in thinking that flat Earth is going to save the world, because we already, that's what got us to this point,
I
right?
didn't mean to, you know, in any way. I didn't mean to criticize necessarily the movement.
Oh, no, I didn't think you were. I didn't think you were.
Good, because to clarify, all I meant was that when I think about it, that there are literally thousands of years or hundreds of years in which mankind believed the Earth was flat, and yet still there were human atrocities and dissolutions of societies and civilizations over and over again. So it didn't seem to save anyone back then. Though I think that if it were revealed now, it would have some power to discredit those who are in charge. And that would be good. Maybe.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right
There was
about
a
that.
creator. Everyone knew there was a creator, so that's not really the case now. Like they made a conscious decision to sink into depravity, but now people actually have been tricked into thinking that, say, atheism or whatever is viable worldview. So they really, I think it would have more of an impact now, because across the board, everyone doesn't acknowledge that the Earth had to be created, but back then they did, right?
Yes, well, you know, I I don't know if it would, in fact, make people more moral. It might turn them into wondering about the mysteries of life more, and thereby lead them to the conclusion that there is a God. But even people who believe in God are often immoral in other ways. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I can talk about that. They're sometimes the hardest to deal with, because again, you trust these people that supposedly believe in a immoral foundation, a God, and they don't treat each other like the right ways at all. It's bad.
Yeah,
It's
they
very
confine their morality to Sundays.
But a lot of them don't actually fully believe their religion, right? Like, a lot of people just pretend. Like, I know people in real life that said they found out about flat Earth and had to acknowledge the Earth was geocentric, and it like completely changed their lives. Now, I'm not saying it would happen to everyone. I mean, it's a personal thing, but like, it's a personal choice if you're going to be honest about it. You know, it wouldn't fix the world's problems, but it would definitely give, like, for example, the children a fair chance, like a real perspective of life. You know what I'm saying? Instead of telling them that nothing matters.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it would return the mystery
they don't matter.
back into life.
Yeah, they make them feel they don't matter, and so it is a vital thing to find out there is a creator and that you were made and cared about to be made.
what the individual does with it, that's on them. I mean, you'll have all kinds of different responses and journeys and growth or lack thereof.
Yeah, it's all personal journey, but at least it gives them a starting point that might lead in a very good path. We would hope.
Yeah, I personally don't look at all this like flat Earth is going to save the world or anything like that. I look at it like the fight I'm fighting is everyone deserves to hear all the real information, and then they get to make their own personal choice if they pursue the truth or lie. But, right now people don't actually have that fair choice. It's so censored. So I think that's kind of like the fight. You can't make someone listen if they don't have ears to hear.
Mm-hmm. It is remarkable, isn't it, though, how convinced the majority of people are about it. What a very good job they've done of this.
Oh yeah, but I think it's because some of these things are so like we were taught when we were very young, as if they were just basic fundamentals of life, and so whenever you challenge them, people kind of get this, like, they get real defensive because it's something that's supposed to be really simple and known, and when they realize they don't know all about it, or they may have been misled, they get like real intellectually insecure, right? Because it's like simple, building block things that we were taught. I think it's like it triggers the child in them, which is why they got everyone as a child,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see it as a flight or flight, reaction, because they can't tolerate what, they were taught in childhood. This was the absolute easy truth. Everything you learned you needed to know was in kindergarten, right? So, yeah, it's a problem. It's very reactionary to people.
Yeah, it's like a spell.
It is a spell. So is the latest spell that they've cast. Very much like the spells they used to cast before in times of war, where they demonize the enemy and cast a spell over the people so that they are willing to kill.
Propaganda,
yeah. It's always what they do. And they use fear and violence always as a means of subduing the masses.
Yeah, this one has like a real metaphysical undertone, like it's like a real deal spell. It attacks your
Black
spiritual
magic.
resonance.
It's black magic.
that's where magic came from.
Yeah, I think we've all been calling it a spell since last, when it started. It just seemed so odd how people behaved. And it hasn't stopped. I think it's gotten double worse now.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm in Florida where like you don't have to wear a mask anywhere, and I don't know what they're saying on the news, but the percentage has gone up significantly of people wearing masks in Florida, where it's like 80.
Yeah. Yes, I'm in Florida too, and it's the what is it? The Omni? What is it called?
Yeah, Omicron or
whatever it is.
Omicron.
Oh my God.
Moronic.
Omicron.
That's if you change the letters around, it spells moronic.
Oh yeah. If you put Delta and Omicron together and rearrange the letters, it's media control.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting.
Deliberately, in order to mock us.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which OMI, if you look it up, it's actually it's about like heart failure.
Oh. What do you mean? Clarify that.
Matches with what the jab gives. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, just like Google OMI, like AMI. It's like heart failure basically, and then cron. If you Google cron, CRON, it's a computing command to carry out a task at a specific time.
Ah, that's interesting.
Whatever you do, don't look up oxine graphite.
Yeah. I did a whole stream on that. It's not looking good out here.
Yeah, most people don't even know what it is. Don't even look it up.
You gonna tell us?
Graphene oxide is the most conductive, electrically conductive, and most durable material known to man, and it's carbon-based, like diamonds, but it's way stronger than diamonds.
Well,
And
that's
it can be used for nanoparticles, super super small, the quote unquote width of an atom, and it's like a lattice structure, a honeycomb shapes, like honeycomb lattice structure, and it looks like what's in the Jabba Dabba Doos with spectroscopy and numerous other things. And if that's the case, it's not degradable, so it will stay there forever. And if it gets into the blood, it effectively circulate. Elon Musk is on record saying that you can actually use the veins or arteries to bypass the blood-brain barrier to set up his Neuralink. And of course, what would be better than a self-assimilating, superconductive, indestructible, network of nano-sized particles?
Could it be remotely controlled?
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's one of the things that's renowned for is how conductive it is with wirelessly.
Like Bluetooth technology.
So they can switch it on as if, they, again, in the name, they pick a time and then they switch it on and people become ill.
Well, there's rumors.
It seems, if you look at the etymology of the word, if you look at, it could mean that, yeah. And what's crazy is if you look at graphene, if you introduce it to high frequencies, it like freaks out and it starts to self-assimilate based on how high the frequency is. And of course, we did just now roll out Starlink and 5G, and all 5G really does is it increases the spectrum of frequencies. So now there's a way higher spectrum of frequency all around everyone. So could be a coincidence. Yeah.
Do we want to end the ladies' night at the top of the hour, or because I'm going to actually go start? No. Oh, what's it? Oh no, you're totally fine. We were kind of at the, kind of toward the end of it anyway. I'm glad that you were able to talk to us. Did you put up streams? No, I'm going to put up one of my favorite one that you've done recently is the RV for Truth. That's what I'm going to put up, unless there's a different one that you think would be better.
No, I don't care. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't know it was ladies' night.
No,
Don't
you
worry
didn't
about it.
interrupt. We needed somebody to help us fill the space. It's all right.
Yeah, we had this guy here earlier, Stefan. I guess I would call him on the fence, but he's not here anymore. We really haven't had any globe believers, have we? I couldn't call Stefan a globe believer. We had Bambi here. That was exciting. Yeah.
Hi, family.
Hi, Sonny.
Is my mic okay?
Yes, Sonny.
It's got like a little bit of background kind of.
Yeah, because I have some fans running, so yeah, I hope it's not too bad.
Oh no, but it's fine. Like your voice is much louder than it, so it's fine. Yep.
Oh, good. Okay, because I have to use the cheap mic until I fix my other one. Anyway, thank you. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. We're just ringing in the new year on the flat Earth. Some people have already switched over.
Yeah, it's actually New Year's Eve tonight. Wow, I hardly even noticed. I'm in my own world over here.
Well, now you know.
Like, whoopee, big deal. No.
Another year of the Stupidity Olympics.
I know. I think I'll do some drive-by flat smacking tonight on my bike. That sounds like a blast.
Film it.
Film it. That's a good
record. We're trying to break the stupidity record right now, so.
I tell people.
I'm curious about this. How does drive-by flat smacking work on a bicycle that's motorized?
Easy.
Hey, Earth is flat, bitch!
No, I pull up and say all kinds of different things. I go, did you know water has never been measured to curve? So that means large bodies of water, like the ocean, are completely flat and horizontal. Have a nice day.
I'll see you later. I'll see you down the road.
I'll see you
down the road, right? I've been down. We're going down the road.
Yeah,
I'm traveling over the tube.
I used to film it, but I was like still kind of shy about it. Like, I don't know, man, because I have people act really violent.
Hey, anyway, I'm recording. I was recording for Ladies' Night. Dandelion, you want to end it now? I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even know.
Yeah, let's tell you what. Let's find out. We were talking about finding one more song to play, so let's. Should we find one more song and then end it, or end it and then find the song? Which would you prefer, Helio?
I don't. I mean, it's up to you.
Well, then let's play the song and then end it after the song. What is the song, Damsel? Do we know?
I don't know what it is. What were you
How about
thinking?
Electric Eye?
Who?
Okay. Does anyone know?
Electric Eye by Judas Priest.
Oh, we can't do that.
Well, we can't play Judas Priest on here.
Come on.
No, we can't. We'll get we get copyright. Can't play Judas Priest on.
Is KJ still here? I don't know. Do you have an idea, KJ? I don't know if she's still here.
What if you play
no corporate music?
What if you play my song?
No.
It's a jazz. Yeah, it's a jazz improv. Wait a minute.
I want some ODD, Flat Earth.
Oh, come on. You don't want an instrumental from me? It's great.
I heard 14 hours of it the other day.
Do a little instrumental. Do a little instrumental while I find.
Yeah, but no.
Oh, come on.
So you're not.
14 hours.
Hold on. Ladies choose. No men choose.
Ladies get
the
to choose.
Outro. Yeah, ladies choose the outro. Pick one and do it.
Okay, I'm picking one.
Go for it. I'm good with what you pick.
Okay.
No pressure. Good one.
Drace and Karma, Call Up 2020, 24/7 Flat Earth Disco. Here we go.
That's right.
We're talking about experimental science, the precursor to all of your appliance, the father of natural science, its son a method of reliance, in defiance of the current pseudoscience, consensus-based non-compliance, to the actual method of science. Robert Tarr on the beat. Naturally, the public is subject to lawful banditry, lacking in philosophical faculty, shuffling around happily. It's a travesty, a tragedy. They believe in a galaxy created by gravity. It's insanity, where's the convexity? It's a fantasy lacking substantially. Although understandably, with lost morality, divorced from reality and total depravity, lacking in humanity without spirituality. You have to think rationally, think critically, and drop the fallacy. You can't prove causality with vanity. That's the wrong mentality. Open your eyes and you might just be surprised. Look at these lies, just don't get hypnotized. Actors and guys who should not be idolized. Meet all the guys who come to Discord and be biased. You know it inside, it's a psychological divide.
Open your eyes and your mind and take a journey with me. Make the truth into fact, into science and natural.
Let go of your pride, the truth cannot be denied. There's pie in your face, do you know what that implies? Get your perspective revised, it's the globe model's demise. The world is all centralized and disguised, the population all mesmerized and paralyzed. So is it so wrong to criticize? Do you get a Nobel Prize when you go against the enterprise? When you work, they demonize, and those who stole it, they glamorize. The work they sanitize, compartmentalize and monopolize. They propagandize, we memorize, we rationalize, we visualize and theorize and romanticize. To get us to internalize, they televise, to terrorize, to traumatize. I don't overemphasize. They want to destabilize, to sterilize and neutralize. It's time to vocalize, to organize and mobilize, to revolutionize. Join us. Disco.
All right, that was great. I enjoyed that. Drace and Karma, that's our very own Drace and Karma. Karma might still show up at some point tonight. She did say that she might. You know what I wanted to say inspired me, that song, is because we've kind of been talking about the mixed blessings of the last few years and how, you know, even though it's been a difficult time at times here on Earth, we all know that Flat Earth kind of gives you that energy and impetus to grow and move forward. I think we've all experienced that, even though growth is sometimes painful. And I know what I've personally struggled with is that even though we all know the importance of not consenting to kind of the mainstream program, like we're all pretty good at saying, nope, but I don't consent. I'm not part of that. I didn't start the fire. You guys, you know, do as you will, but I'm not participating in that, you know. And so on, which is a very powerful thing. And a lot of people, I don't think, understand how, you know, relatively easy it is. It's actually easier now than it was like 20 years ago to just kind of stand up to, because everyone is cucked so much. Like we were just talking about, they're all just like program robots to the point where like you're breaking the program, right? Like Witsit likes to say, you're making a glitch when you just come up and say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not even going to give you a reason. I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. You know, it's just kind of like, wow, I've never had anybody actually say no before. That's what I feel like half the time when you're talking to these robots. They're like, does not compute. This person is saying no. They didn't even give me a reason, so I can't take out my Rolodex of arguments. I'll move on to the next person. Anywho, the point I was trying to make is, even though you're not consenting with that program, don't forget that you do still need to consent and participate in the important part of the world, which is, you know, the spiritual part and the life part. Because I know I can sometimes, you can kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater. Where you're just like, I'm not participating in any of it. Just leave me out of this, you know, wake me when it's over. I am somebody who does that. So if anyone else struggles with that, I feel you. And I had to say last night, I'm like, okay, I'll participate. Fine. I'm here for a reason. You might as well make use of me. Whatever. Do as you will. Because we do still have to participate, even though sometimes it seems like, what the hell are we participating in this for, when it just seems to be civil, like Ildiko was saying. We just watched the end of civilization. It's like, bye-bye, sayonara, and yet we're still here. So don't forget, when you're saying no to the robot program, still say yes, you know, to God, however you see him, creator, whatever you wish to use as the name of our source and creator. Still say yes to participate in the real world, because we all know what the real world is, right? The spiritual world. That's my 2021 message. Damsel Medic, did you have any closing thoughts?
I say amen. I say amen.
Oh, thank you, Helio.
It is an amen on that one. No, I'm kind of in the same line of thought as you are. You know, it was a tough year, and the last year was not any much better. It really wasn't. But there was some really good stuff, and so I'm gonna make those the things I really hold on to as memory, and let the other stuff fade away. But I'll learn the lessons from the hard stuff too. So I think that's what we got to learn from. Don't make
the lessons.
Heads up, Silent Green took place in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, and for the, I mean, I know the men don't often speak, but we appreciate the women here that participated in Ladies Night. I just want to point this out because, you know, Dandelion and Damsel Medic and all of the women, Karma and everyone that's involved. Bambi was in here earlier tonight.
KJ's
and
here.
others. KJ,
Ildiko.
everyone that's involved. Yeah, Ildiko. Yes, of course. So we want to make sure that it's been kind of dormant, you know, for the past couple of weeks or so, but everyone loves Ladies Night, and so I just want to give a shout out to the ladies of Flat Earth. It's
Thank you, Helio.
every time you guys join, it's like it's just all the guys are sitting back going, "Oh man, the ladies are so fascinating." That's the way, or at least I think you guys are you ladies are fascinating. So
Happy New Year, Julio.
Yes, Happy New Year. Have a good one.
Happy New Year.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna be here. You know, I'm just sitting around doing nothing. I thought I might go to my brother's house, but I'm probably just gonna sit around here and
A couple rum and cokes.
something like that. But anyway, no. I just want to give a big shout out to the ladies. You guys are brilliant, and you guys means that no, that's just a term. It's not
Oh,
guys.
that's perfectly fine, Helio. Yes.
Yeah, because you're from Michigan. You know what you know what you guys means.
You guys,
You all. I mean, it's even though I've lived in Arkansas for over 30 years, I still don't use y'all. So whatever. But yeah, you got what's happening. So I'm a layman. I'm a layman
That's what he said.
Southerner.
He's heckling you. Yeah, we want some more. We want some genuine Southern culture, Helio.
I can go totally Southern. Don't get me wrong.
I like to add on the point that was really good of Bambi awakening that Glober.
Yeah.
I think she did a good job. He definitely was pondering in silence.
Yeah, Bambi did a great job because it can be difficult, to come to not be here for a while and then come back to the Argans. But she pulled him right out of her back pocket. What were you going to say, damsel?
Oh, I was just going to say, actually, he's a flat earther, but he was practicing his English, and so we asked Bambi to kind of help him with some of the rundown of how we go through. Like air pressure was her thing to go through, so he would kind of get it. But yeah, he's a flat earther. I guess he's been here off and on for the last year and a half, he said. But he sits back and listens a lot because he's trying to improve on his English. He spoke really well, though. I thought he did great.
Yeah, he did.
Nothing brightens my day like having a bunch of ladies have a good conversation.
That's right.
Oh, dude. I mean, it's. I've been like, where's ladies' night for the past few weeks?
We should do it more often because we get like at each other's throats, and then it would be so funny if like 2 or 3 girls who are mods just came in and muted all the dudes, and they were like, "All right, well, it's Adult Swim now, so take an hour."
Anyway, but
we talked about doing a renegade ladies' night just to just take
Why not
over, right?
Spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, we just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, I think people are really busy, this time of year. But maybe 2022 we can make a renewed effort.
Hey, I will support any effort that anyone. If you talk to other ladies and say, "Hey, we're going to talk about flat Earth," I'll record it and we can do it. Anytime you want to. So just let me know or whatever, and because. Pretty much what we have here on the 24/7 Flat Earth Discord is it's regulated, but it's sort of it's like Disneyland, I guess, for intellectuals, but they're not all intellectuals. So the intellectual people get to play with new people that come in. But we also what else? Now I'm going to bloviate. Never mind. Go ahead. Round out the show, Dandelion.
Witsit, do you have final 2021 words for us? It's never over with Witsit, though.
Actually begins in the spring, so we'll just
exactly.
Oh, okay. So you're not celebrating. You're not celebrating a holiday today. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I guess we can all greet each other with the fact that the calendar changed. I guess
it's happy.
We're not celebrating any certain calendar. If you're intellectual, whatever.
Well, think about it. It's all about Saturn, right? Father Time.
No. It depends on how you look at it. But anyway, that's another discussion for another time. That's what I was asking.
I do got a funny story for you though. So earlier today, I was sitting in the drive-thru basically in line, and these people are wearing masks in Florida. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. So I asked the dude, I'm like, hey, why are you wearing that, man? You know that doesn't do anything, right? And I'm like, even on CNN yesterday, they were saying that doesn't do anything. And I was like, this is weird, bro. It's been 2 years. Just take it off. Let it go. So anyway, this guy, because there was a group of people and I was talking to different people, this guy goes behind my Jeep, I guess. I see him on the phone a little bit later, and he's like, by the way, and he says my license plate, and then he's like, I call 911.
Oh My gosh, you got to
He
be
fucking
kidding me.
called the cops on
Those
you.
911 people would be so mad. I wish I could have been the 911 operator that got that call.
bad.
Can you imagine people dealing with real disasters and real emergencies? Somebody calls about nonsense like that. What a jerk. What a clueless robot, Whitsit. I'm sure you handled it better than I would.
Mic check.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Were you kind to him?
I said, well, he's just going to come here without one on anyway. Do you need my name?
So he called
with
the
it.
cops on you because you said something about wearing a mask.
Yeah, and I asked if he needed my name because he thought it was going to scare me or something, and I just started laughing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You want my name too, bro? Like,
That is good. I'm glad you responded in that way because that's the only way to deal with those people is just to laugh at them. I mean, to me as a mother, it would be upsetting that someone would tie up the emergency line for people who are really in danger with nonsense like that. But the fact that you just laughed about it, because you're right, it's like the scary thing. Because for someone to say they were calling the cops, and that would be like, oh my God, what can I do? Ah. But for you haven't done anything wrong. That's laughable. It's ridiculous. That's the level of discourse we're dealing with. These people don't even have a brain in their head to even know what a crime is anymore. It's crazy.
Does anyone watch the London firework 10 minutes ago? They put the globe in the sky.
No, I didn't see that, Sasha. They switched over, didn't they? They're in 2022. We forgot to say Happy New Year to our British
Posted
friends.
the video from my TV. You can see they have the globe in the sky.
So anyway, we are going to officially end the last Ladies' Night of 2021. I really appreciate all the men and ladies that were here tonight, making this a fun and memorable experience, and especially Damsel Medic, Hildiko, KJ, Veronica, even though she's not here anymore. And did I forget somebody? Probably. But anyway, I wish everyone a wonderful New Year. Even though as Dennis told us, thank you. Oh, is that Matrix Red Pill? It's already 2022.
Happy New Year.
How? Thank you. Happy New Year to you. So is everything better now in 2022? Matrix Red Pill. That's what we're all dying to know.
Yeah, everything's changed since the New Year has restarted.
Matrix Red Pill's already there, so it's paradise now, right? Matrix Red Pill, everything's fixed.
Yeah, it's a completely different place over here. You need to catch up, honestly.
Yeah, I can't wait. Well, I'll be seeing it later on tonight. Yeah, the amazing change. No, well, I just like tearing down the actual wall calendar. And
Thank you so much, Dandelion. You've hosted a lot of the ladies' night shows, through the past couple of years, and you do a great freaking job, and so does every other lady. Shout out to all the ladies.
I was just doing quiet background music while you were talking. Keep going.
Yeah, you want me to bloviate, whatever. But
I'm doing Kenny Rogers for you. Keep going. You know that one, right?
Anyways,
I think so.
Well, one of my favorite Kenny Rogers songs has been in my head lately, but never mind. That's for another thing.
I would like to say something.
No, I'm just really just fucking around. But anyway, so yeah, end of Ladies' Night.
Joshua wants to say one more thing. Go ahead,
right,
Joshua.
one more thing.
Yeah, real quick. I've really enjoyed the Ladies' Night, and this past since Thanksgiving. There's been like a hiatus on it, and I've been really fiending, jonesing from it, And
me too. That's why I was surprised today. I was like, "Oh shit, we're doing ladies."
One thing I do is I tend to every ladies' night I catch, I try to stream it. That way, I can help get more people in here.
Oh, even better. Thank you, man.
Yeah, he actually streams on Facebook. I don't know if anybody knows that Joshua streams on Facebook. A lot of our streams. Yeah. He streams on Facebook.
But I'd just like to say thank you for helping getting the word out there. Because listening to women talk about it is a lot easier for people to listen to and digest as content than a bunch of men, testosterone clashing heads like goats on a mountain, But yeah, I just like to say I appreciate your ladies' hard work. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wholeheartedly agree with you, Josh. So, anyway,
Do you plan any other strategies for the next year? I ask that because I think it was maybe a year ago or so that you implemented the 3 questions having to do with the fundamentals of flat Earth. Do you have anything else up your sleeve?
well, what do you mean by who are you talking to specifically, Ildiko?
Yeah, it's been added to that. Like now, there's like the sexton. There's 3 questions.
Oh, the
3
sexton.
questions to that. So it's just being added to that. The 3 questions. It's very fundamental for the claims of the globe, and
Are you
it's
having
been
luck with it?